People, welcome back to Politics Watch. This is Sir P. Now, Prime Minister Andrew Holness, or as his young fans refer to him, the most honorable bro god, is currently on a 9-day trip to China. And one of the reasons why I find this particularly interesting is that normally when people do state visits, they don't last 9 days. I mean, that's over a week, right? Normally a state visit is like 1 day, 2 day, shake some hand and then you come home, right? But now, we're hearing it's actually a 9-day visit to China, right? And he's saying this is going to elevate the existing relationship and turn it into a strategic partnership with China. Now, when you start hear words like partnership, now we have to start think big. And right away, I know somebody is watching and keeping a close eye on this partnership and what it is going to blossom into. And that person is none other than Uncle Sam. Because people, Jamaica is playing a dangerous game, right? Jamaica is trying to play boaty with Uncle Sam and Mr. Chin. The Jamaican government consistently tries to be best friends with China and the United States. And as old time people say, two bull can't reel in a one pen. And at the moment, two big bad bull are reeling in one pen. And that pen is Jamaica. A lot of other Caribbean islands try to do it as well, right? And let me tell you something, people. The day is going to come when Jamaica will have to pick a side. Mark my words. The day is coming, not now, but down the road, Jamaica will have to pick a side between the United States and China. This boaty thing can't go on forever, right? But separate from that, this is what Andrew Holness need to request from China. Since we're such good friends, and since this is a partnership, free up the visa for Jamaicans to travel to China, because this is one of the reasons why he says he's going there, because they're going to discuss an increase in the exchange of people between Jamaica and China. Now, what does that mean, the exchange of people between Jamaica and China? In my opinion, that's probably going to be a lopsided thing. That's probably going to be a large amount of Chinese coming one way and very few Jamaicans going the other way. Because I just don't see China saying, hey, Jamaicans, come, run in as much as you want. I can't see that. I really can't, right? However, on the other hand, Jamaica has already opened the floodgates to China, right? So I don't even know what kind of more exchange they might want, right? But at the moment, Jamaicans need visas to go to China, but Chinese people don't need visas to come to Jamaica, right? If it's a tourist visa, right? So the least they can do is at least say, okay, we will free up, because I think it's 30 days Chinese citizens get where they can travel without a visa, and then if they want to work or set up business out here, then they get a business visa. But let's be realistic, people. When was the last time you see a group of Jamaican immigration officials going around checking Chinese people visa? Have you ever seen that? Nobody now go and go double check nothing. People come here and them stay when they want and them left when they want. That's the reality of the situation, right? So we need to see what go on in terms of this exchange of people, and we're going to need actual numbers, right? Because that term is so vague that it don't really mean much. Because as I said, if 100 Chinese come and 2 Jamaicans go, technically that's an exchange, but it's a very lopsided exchange, right? So Andrew Holness need to be careful what kind of partnership he's striking up over there, because there's no way you can convince me that China sees Jamaica as a real partner, right? Jamaica is just too small in the pond for China to think, okay, let's show these people some real respect. Okay, Jamaica just doesn't have the leverage when it comes on to negotiating these deals, right? If you notice, when America and China had them little toss up the other day, you notice how they could play big boy games. That's because they had leverage, right? You can hurt me and me can hurt you, Alright, so what you want? Right, that's the power of leverage. What kind of big talk Andrew Holness are going to make to them? What am I going to say? Oh, you can't build no more road for me? Right? So, he needs to be careful. But, separate from that, I heard he's going over there for some big conference and importing and exporting. That can be very beneficial to Jamaica. Let's be realistic. The Chinese clearly understand the whole import-export trade. Right? So, a few things can be learned. Maybe see how them shipping ports go on. See how we could improve WAF and those things. So this can be beneficial. But because, in his words, the main reason for the trip is a strategic partnership in the exchange of people, that is what I'm really focusing on. Right? So, when he comes back from this trip, he needs to be transparent and tell people what are the actual partnerships. Right? Or how about a role in crime? Right? Because at the moment, we always hear the United States and Great Britain are partners in crime. China have so much people out here, right? Why aren't they playing an active role in crime fighting to protect their own citizens? Okay, obviously them don't business about Jamaicans. That's a given, right? And I don't expect them to. I'm not one of these people who think that everybody should be our savior, that Mr. Chin must come dedicating resources to save us. I don't believe that, right? However, since them have so much people out here, and them have so much citizens, and so much of them are get draw away, and so much of them are get lit down and rob and all kind of things, they have an interest, right, in seeing Jamaica's crime rate go down, if they want to protect their own citizens that live here. So, if Mr. Chin can say, listen, here's an equipment here and there, here's a little training here and there, that could be beneficial, right? I wouldn't see anything wrong with that, as long as we're not going in some territory where they're going to get access to start tap people's phone and listen to people's conversation, like the old deal that America and Jamaica had, where it was a big free-for-all. So again, it all comes down to transparency, right? But we definitely can work something out of this. It's a matter of how good of a negotiator and a deal breaker is Andrew Holness. This is probably one of his biggest tests in sitting down with a major power, right, and ironing out a deal. So we could see what come out of it. 9 days, you have no real excuses. That's a lot of time to sit down and talk to whoever, right, and get as much sorted as possible. So we're going to sit back and watch it go on, right, and then when him come back and deliver the message back to the people about what him carry in him crocus bag, right, then we can do another video on it, right. So in the meantime, Patreon squad, big up on yourself. Please like, comment, and share the video. Bless.